In the world of gymnastics, few athletes shone as brightly as Michaela Maroney. She was a key member of Team USA's Fierce Five and captured the world's attention at the London Olympics. With her incredible vaults and signature smirk, Michaela seemed destined for a lifetime of gymnastics glory. However, everything changed with a single photo that went viral, taking on a life of its own. It wasn't just about athleticism anymore. Fame brought intense public scrutiny, pushing Michaela to make a surprising career shift. What was this image, and how did it change her life forever? Potential star. From a young age, Michaela excelled in gymnastics contests and training. Anyone who knew her would have told you that her ambition of competing in the Olympics was attainable and that it was just a matter of time. Just one image. What sort of picture has the power to permanently change the public views and ideas of an Olympic champion? As is the case with many celebrities, she was the subject of intense attention after she became well-known. Who knows what may have occurred if there had been no widespread distribution of this picture? Strongmen. Miss Kayla kept winning additional medals in competitions, both locally and abroad. The idea of Michaela representing the United States in the Olympics was causing a lot of excitement among gymnastics fans. She was obviously going to be one of the biggest stars in the sport. Taken off guard. The 2012 snapshot caught everyone off guard, even as Michaela's abilities and notoriety grew. She had no clue how much the photo would influence her life, but it left a lasting impression. A domestic name. She had no clue that this picture would end up becoming one of the most talked about and shared images of the year. Whatever her thoughts on it, there's no doubt that this photo contributed to Michaela Maroney being well-known outside of the sports and Olympic arenas. A different route for my career. Michaela drastically changed her professional path by using her newly acquired celebrity. Before the picture was shot, was there any indication that she intended to make this change? As anybody who followed her career would know, this seemed to come out of nowhere. A lively child. When Maroney was little, she would watch Tarzan and go about on all fours. She told the Orange County Register, "I need to enroll this child in gymnastics," my mother said. "She's insane." Their eyes caught her potential. Her parents first signed her up for gymnastics as a way for her to release some of her energy, but she really warmed up to it quite fast. It seems that skill runs in the family. Michael, her father, was a Purdue University football star. Huge objectives in view. Erin, Michaela's mother, competed in figure skating throughout high school. Her parents seemed to be aware that their kid had a unique quality and that they needed to keep encouraging her. For this reason, they decided to homeschool her. Moving forward. Michaela was able to devote a lot more of her time to gymnastics after transferring to home education, mainly because she had a head start in the sport. "I realized that I had a dream that I wanted to go to the Olympics, and I wanted to go as far as I could," the woman said. "I realized that I needed to look into getting to the Olympics and find a new gym." Recognition abroad. When she initially started participating in 2009, she placed third in the junior vaulting division at the Dallas Visa Championships. She placed second in the 2010 CoverGirl Classic and won the Visa Championships. She also began to compete, establishing herself as a prominent player on the global stage. Retaining gold. Michaela took home gold in the individual floor and vault routines at the 2010 Pan American Championships. She was going to be a serious contender for the 2012 Summer Olympics. What drives her? In the weeks before the London Olympics, Michaela shared her reasons for competing, what drew her to gymnastics in the first place, and what drove her to triumph. Superb skills. "I simply loved doing stuff that most people can't do with their body," she said to the Orange County Register. "On some objects, I can soar and flip in the air. And I like the sensation of accomplishing a goal after putting in a ton of effort into something you really, truly desire. It's the most delightful sensation." Olympic Games in London. This ultimately gets us to the 2012 Games, when Michaela's whole story altered. What was the background story of the picture? Why did it gain such a following? Here are the events that preceded the incident that resulted in the notorious photo. Triumph in Japan. Michaela won 3 international vault championships before the 2012 Summer Olympics. Her biggest accomplishment occurred at the Japan-hosted World Championships, where she won the vault and the team event. That was an amazing feat indeed. A verdict. When it came to predicting who would win the gold medal in the next Olympics, it was unsurprising that Maroney was the name everyone was talking about. She started to seem like the front-runner who would take home the gold for Team USA. She had all the markings of a sports star. Mistake. What came next was beyond the imagination of anybody. When Michaela started the vault routine, everything looked to be going well, but she slid on her second try, shocking onlookers and giving other gymnasts a chance to outperform her. Grabbing second position. By taking advantage of Michaela's stumble, Sandra Izbaza from Romania won the gold medal and the top position. Michaela had to make do with silver, which is still considered a fantastic achievement by most. Ultimately, winning an Olympic silver medal is an achievement that most people will never reach. That's not how Michaela felt, however. Disappointed. Michaela, the gold medal favorite, reluctantly accepted her silver medal. The medal ceremony was a widely documented affair, as it is for every final trio, with all eyes focused on the gold, silver, and bronze medal winners. Photographers were able to catch Michaela's true feelings at that precise time. The face says it all. After the silver medal was hung around Michaela's neck, she made a face that was promptly photographed so that it would live on forever. Despite having recently received a silver medal, her sullen expression accurately conveyed how she was feeling. A picture really does speak 1,000 words, as they say. The image went viral very quickly. A hurt victim? She was completely unaware that what was about to happen to her would alter her life forever. She had no clue that this picture would become viral on the internet. Additionally, she didn't believe that the face she pulled was all that significant. She told Inside Magazine about it. Just a moment. In June 2014, Michaela said in an interview with Inside Magazine, "I remember doing the face for literally 2 seconds. It's just like 2 seconds if you watch the video, and I recall asking myself, did I just pull a face? Considering that it's organic, it's something I always do. I have photos of myself doing that when I was younger. When I was about 13, I had it on my Mac computer." A typical voice. "It's simply something I make," she went on. "My buddies even said, 'Oh, I didn't even notice,' as they watched the Olympics. You constantly make that face," since they're used to seeing me make that expression. However, that wasn't the world, therefore it undoubtedly blew up. A go-viral video. Before her father informed her, Michaela was unaware of what was happening with her picture online. Then she came across the viral meme, "Michaela is not impressed," how her photo was going viral on the internet. This was always going to go viral. Gaining in popularity. Whatever the subject, users would Photoshop Kayla's disinterested expression to add a visual remark, whether it was a picture of Mozart, the Mars rover, or anything else. What was Michaela's opinion on the whole scenario then? To begin with, she didn't fully see the significance of the situation. Not grasping. "At the time, I was like, I just didn't get the meme," Maroney said to Inside Gymnastics. "What does this even mean? I thought to myself, I don't get it." A few weeks later, it was still worsening, and others were tweeting me about it. "Let it go," was all I could say. Furthermore, it was not going away. Taking it on board. Michaela eventually gave up on battling the meme and chose to accept it. In fact, she took it a step further and chose to take responsibility for it. She even began deliberately tugging her face. People would think she was being a wonderful sport when she posed with a funny look. Thinking back on it. She then admitted to Inside Gymnastics that she didn't feel bad about the whole experience. When she expressed her honest disappointment at finishing second, when she had anticipated taking home the gold, she was being sincere. "Go ahead and think that I'm a bad sport if that's how you truly want to feel," she said. "I felt unhappy, depressed, and unimpressed at the conclusion of the day." And what happened? Many people were left to wonder, why did Michaela decide to change her job if she was okay with the photo? She did not, however, give up on the sport right away. She continued to win vault championships in 2013 after the 2012 Olympics, including her victory at the World Championships. Gymnastics retired. Michaela gave notice in 2016 that she was formally quitting gymnastics, citing health concerns. She stated that she was able to transition into the show industry because of her web presence. Of course, Michaela could definitely do this since she was accustomed to taking enormous jumps. An uninvited guest star. Maroney decided to leave the athletics industry and pursue a career in entertainment instead. In 2012, she made her television debut in Heart of Dixie. She went on to appear in a few more episodes of other series and the music video for the song Up in the Air by 30 Seconds to Mars. She also decided to pursue a solo music career. Having fun with life. Finally, Michaela could pursue an activity she enjoyed that didn't need as much stress as gymnastics. She decided to go from gymnastics to acting, stating in a 2016 interview with 17 magazine that you get one shot in gymnastics. Acting is a repetitive process that requires constant practice. That being said, it was the one thing that was very distinctive. You'll be allowed to try again at a later time. At last, giving herself expression. And you're more expressive in a way when you're working with people, she went on to say. Gymnastics puts you entirely on your own and individually, but the ex-athlete wasn't content to stop acting, so she made the bold decision to give music a go as well. Following your music career. I was just figuring out my sound for the last year, she said in a clarification. Since I was very little, I've adored creating songs. I had assumed that I would market my tunes to listeners as Sia did. However, as soon as they were finished, I said, I will not sell these to anyone. I'd want to sing them. Her initial single. I finished some demos, and I'm going to be showing them to some bigger people in the industry, Michaela said in her explanation, and I'll see where it leads me. I'll release a single in the coming months, and I can't wait for people to join me on this exciting new trip. The flexibility of her. Regretfully, a few months extended to 4 years. That was the length of time it took her to release her first single, Wake Up Call. Her first song was available on Twitter in March of 2020. This demonstrated that she was much more than a gymnast with awards, not simply a meme. Subsequent single. Apparently, she released the track COVID Lockdown in April 2020, right in the heart of the COVID-19 epidemic. To be honest, I wrote COVID Lockdown as a joke, but every time I listen to it, it makes me laugh, and I think we could all use a laugh right now, she tweeted about it. I cherish you all, sweetheart. I wish I had the right words to improve the situation. Hopefully, a little music will help you. Still another TV station. Michaela appeared in a Bones episode in December 2013. She also appeared in the 9th season episode, The Spark in the Park, when she played Ellie, a gymnast who is fittingly accused of killing another gymnast. An episode of Superstore. She co-starred as herself with other Olympians, Tara Lipinski and Apollo Ono, in an August 2016 episode of the NBC comedy series Superstore. She even displayed her signature unimpressed expression. In 2021, she also acted in Geico advertisements. The former Olympian recently spoke up about how challenging the 2012 Games were for her to endure. She said that in order to get through, she had to adopt a fake-it-till-you-make-it mentality. She's coming up about her experience as one of many gymnasts who were mistreated by team doctor Larry Nassar, who abused his position. Speak up. From my experience, speaking up about abuse is extremely exhausting physically, mentally, and emotionally, Maroney said on Instagram. I was encouraged to work hard and persist from an early age. I learned how to be strong and resilient and conquer challenges via gymnastics. Similar to Britney. She went so far as to draw comparisons between her circumstances and those of Britney Spears, who spent years under a controlling conservatorship. Just like Britney, I had to fake it till you make it to survive my 2012 Olympics, Maroney said. I was trying to live out my goal, but at 15, I didn't know how to handle the abuse that was coming at me from all sides. To get through the day, I had to limit and conceal it. Assisting one another. I'm so proud of Brittany for speaking out, Maroney remarked. She's entitled to live out the remainder of her days doing whatever she pleases or recovering in peace. Similar to how U.S. Gymnastics and the USOC used me and other athletes for financial gain, but failed to take action to safeguard us, the individuals in charge of her are crooks and abusers. Applied to. She told NBC News that she thought the USA Gymnastics organization should have done more to safeguard her and that their success was more important to them than the safety of their gymnasts. Money and medals were all that mattered to them, she added. They didn't appear to be concerned with anything else. Fabricating her well-being. In a shocking admission, Michaela said that she fractured her nose and foot at the 2012 Olympics, but she was compelled to compete because Larry Nassar had misled Michaela's coach about the injuries. A serious peril. Maroney revealed this information in a post that she made on Instagram. She said, "I was literally risking the rest of my gymnastics career by competing at the Olympics." She went on to talk about how terrible it's set up for the athletes who are competing in the Olympics finals, as well as the enormous amount of pressure that gymnasts are under. Regarding the injuries. Michaela was quoted as saying that she had suffered an exploding bone in her nose, in addition to a nasty concussion 2 weeks before the Olympic Games in 2012. When she arrived, she was still healing. Nonetheless, her teacher, Marta Karolyi, informed her that she needed to begin practicing as soon as possible. Next events. She pointed out that I was so dizzy at the time that I broke my foot. I was in a lot of pain. "You're going to make me get on this thing?" As I looked at my coach, I asked him the question. This moment, I'm at a loss for words. The Medical Professionals Council. The second issue would make it more difficult for Michaela to sit out the game. In a chat with Karolyi, Dr. Larry Nassar downplayed the seriousness of her injuries and referred to it as an old break when he was questioned about it. At that point in time, Maroney was just 16 years old. Coach's remarks. According to Michaela herself, after Larry Nassar misled Marta into believing it was an old break, she yelled at me and said, "Why are you being so dramatic? This break is no longer relevant." Then she continued, "It wasn't an old break," she said. "The dislocation, shattered, and new sesamoid bone are all her fault, and she's fully responsible for them." Managing an injury. Despite all that was going on, Maroney decided to attend the competition, and she ended up winning a silver medal in the vault in addition to a gold medal with her team. The assertion that she felt compelled to compete is, however, something that she contests. Despite Nassar's lies, she insisted that she had made the choice to take part in the activity. She was ignorant of it. USOC was so hands-off I didn't even know I was under their care, or that the Karolyi camp I trained at every month was an Olympic facility managed by them, according to what Michaela tweeted. Although I was being assaulted twice a day by a doctor and had very little food to eat, it seemed more like I was working out in the middle of a jungle than anything else. The reason she shared her story. Even though what she went through was so challenging, she's relieved that she's now opening up after her repressed things for a long time. She believes that the time has come for her to move on and focus on her happiness, which includes her new musical efforts. She thinks that now is the appropriate moment. I am remaining in the spotlight. Despite all that's occurred to Michaela, she's still forced to deal with the unwanted attention that she receives from the media. People constantly questioning her about whether or not she's had cosmetic surgery in order to alter her look is something that she must deal with. She vehemently denies each and every one of these persistent rumors. Her remarks. In an article published in 2012, she said, "I promise you one thing, I will never stop changing. Even though I completely understand why people are upset about me changing, a person's primary objective in life is to grow, transform, and become more and more like themselves." Staying true to herself. Her following statement, which she made in an interview with 17 in 2016, was as follows. "First of all, that I haven't. In addition, I posted a picture on Instagram with the message, 'How can I make my face look like I haven't done anything to it when I haven't actually done anything at all?' I did this last night. Glowing up in this era of social media presents several challenges. Your face undergoes changes as you get older, including becoming fuller and developing a penchant for cosmetics and other products of a similar kind. In addition, for people who always say things like that, it would be hurtful to my feelings if you didn't take action. According to her quotes, Michaela has said that she will always continue to remain faithful to herself. And these last couple of years I've done nothing but that, she said in response. I finally arrived at the knowledge of who I am and what I want out of life. And depending on how you feel about me, you may either admire me or detest me. In any event, you're the recipient of my unending affection and my warmest wishes. If I'm able to motivate even one person to live their life following my values, then I will have accomplished my life's mission. #remain smiley. A genuine role model is someone who dares to be who they are, regardless of what other people think about them. Making money off not impressed. By launching the Michaela collection on the non-fungible token NFT marketplace OpenSea, Michaela is attempting to break new ground in online commerce. Her first investment was 15 Ethereum, which is equivalent to almost $50,000. She anticipates the auction bringing in more than $1 million. What's included in the listing? Michaela's not impressed digital art meme will be included in the listing. The listing will consist of a meet and greet, a private gymnastics session, a follow on Twitter, and a signed copy of her upcoming book. If you've watched the video till here, that means you've enjoyed the video. Subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the notifications bell icon